I'm going to show you how to make a wet on wet sort of tie-dye cookie. And I've got my royal icing here. This is a piping consistency. See how it just kind of sticks there? That's the piping consistency. I'm going to water this down and to make a spreadable consistency, and then I'm going to get my colors ready to make the designs. So I've got my royal icing in here, and I've added just a little bit of water, and you're really going to want to incorporate it before you start adding more, because there's a just right consistency. And if you come out of the gate with a lot of water in there, it's going to be way too runny. The icing will fall off the cookie, and you don't want that. So you sort of want it so it drips, but it's not a runaway train, if that makes sense. And if I need more water, I literally add a drop at a time, because 2 drops might be the difference between it holding on the cookie or running off the cookie. So I've got all my colors mixed, and I'm going to take some of the icing that I'm going to use for the base layer, and I'm going to use it, I'm going to put a little bit of it into the piping bags. So what I do is you take the bag and you fold it down. I like to just turn that up, put it in open it up, put it in a cup, because these are going to be your holders for the tubes so they don't get your counter all messy. And because I don't have very many cookies, I don't need much. So I'm putting the same frosting, the spreadable consistency, into a pastry tube. And this is what we're going to make our designs with on the cookie. And then when you put it in, you push it down to the tip. And then I'm just going to cut a really, really small tip at the end. You don't want it very big. You can always make it bigger. You can never make it smaller. So start small. And if you feel like you need a bigger tip, you can always create a bigger opening. So let's see. There we go. So you're going to want to grab your icing on your spatula, plop it down in the middle of the cookie, and then you're going to manipulate it out to the edges. When I talk about the runaway train, this is what I mean. You don't want it to run off the cookie. That's when you know your icing has too much liquid. So now you've got your pastry tubes ready to go with that same icing consistency, and you're going to pipe onto the cookie either polka dots or straight lines. Have a toothpick ready to go, because you want to do this sort of quickly because the icing sets up quite fast. And then you just pull your designs through with the tip and watch them come to life. And now we're going to take our piping consistency and customize the cookie. Enjoy.